What is going on, everyone? My name is Boyd, and I am back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning on the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Set. His name is Magyar. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Isis. His name is Adhafang. The map is Savannah. Magyar won that first game on, what do you call it? What was it called? Ordering Hole, with some really nice set play, and Adhafang changing things up, going Isis here. This is no patch. 1.03 for those of you playing at home. This is where Isis was incredibly powerful. Has full strength mercenary, has full strength everything basically, and does some really good stuff. And we'll see if it can happen though. But also Set was really good as well, as we're seeing Magyar going for these middle Rhino here. Part of what made Set super strong was the fact that he has access to a full strength shifting sands. So shifting sands can shift 3 villages. Actually, we'll see if my tooltip tells me exactly what it is. Shifting sands. It can shift 3 villages and dwarves and ox carts, or 1 citizen, around 800 HP worth of enemy units. So full strength. It's really big. And Adhafang, on the other hand, playing Isis, as his Eclipse is full strength, so really, really strong. And yeah, it's really good. Hey, thanks so much, Audio Titan, for gifting that sub to Vision. Appreciate that one, my friend. We've got the baboons getting converted. The other thing that is different with Set over in 1.03 over the the Vubli 4.0 patch is full food baboons. So they do lose a little bit of food. You can see they have 100 food and they go down to 75 food, but in the no patch, I think they go down even further. I think it might be even down like 60 food or something like that. So full food conversions as well, but I think back in 1.03, people weren't utilizing them for their hunt as much and as that food as much, and more so for their army. So we'll see what Adhafang can do. I do think this was probably one of the hardest matchups for Isis in 1.03, an open map against Set with lots of hunt. So Tundra, Savannah, maybe even marsh a little bit. It's not exactly open, but maybe even marsh. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And yes. I assume Magyar is going to have no issues getting to the next age, but and then also putting on some incredible pressure onto Adhafang, because Adhafang is going to have to be hunting outside of his base. So what I want to see, what I'd love to see, is a double monument from Adhafang. Scorpion Men, 1 monument here on the hunt, 1 monument here between these, so you prevent the shifting sands. You don't want to be shifting sandstone. There's a lot of food here, so you can probably afford to do it and advance a little bit later. And then you have 10 villages here. Or you also have these rhinoceros here. So putting up the monument here is even better, because then you can move back onto the rhinoceros. You have 10 villages here to kill off any hunt that comes in, and you produce a couple of priests to deal with everything else. You have to play super defensive, and that one would work really well. We do see the monument to the village coming up for Adhafang. It's kind of in the wrong spot, but monument to the village has a really long, really large radius of god power blocking, so it should prevent these villages from going down. Magyar just about to hit that next age. You can see he's cut villages, and he's going to be advancing, going for 445 advance time. And Adhafang chucking up his temple a little bit late, getting this monument up, but a little bit late, and he should be going up and be fine here. But we aren't seeing that monument up. Only 2 villages on gold at the moment, so he will have the resources to build it, maybe, but I think it's going to go up a little bit too late. He's got like 35 seconds left to get it up, and I don't think we're going to be seeing it come up just yet. And also Magyar knows that this is where he's gathering food from, because he saw it with the baboon. He is going to be getting the blast through, and Magyar is going to be moving forward with his priest and pharaoh and pushing this off. There's no priest pharaoh for Adhafang either, so it's just going to be doing so much damage, and you could potentially get more than 3 villages with a shift. If you come in and you move and you deal a little bit of damage to every villager, the way the mechanic works is like you can shift like 150 HP or something worth of villagers. And the priest pharaoh, well, there's the shifting sands immediately. So he's always grabbed the pharaoh as well. Grabs all of these villagers, grabs the pharaoh. The villagers may be able to get out of here. Pharaoh trying to take down the Wadjet, does a lot of damage, but these villagers really, really close to dying, and he does lose one villager, and this other villager was going to get away. 7 HP, but may get caught. But now Adhafang has to sit in his base. He's got a lot of goat, and I don't think Adhafang has got access to husbandry. No husbandry, so these goat do not gather very fast. The priest pharaoh are going to be moving in, but they're going to be greeted with a watchtower, and that's going to force Magyar out of here instantly. And do we see an armory coming up or a town center for Magyar? No armory. I'm not sure what Magyar's doing here. Should get, well, there's the armory, so it is coming up. A little bit late, but he's going to be advancing 730 or something like that, and it should be okay for him. Adhafang, on the other hand, really low on resources. His armory is not up just yet. He does have pickaxe. He should be getting husbandry, but it's not up just yet, and I guess the armory goes up fairly soon. You go 1 town center fast heroic here. Can't really go for a 2 town center fast heroic because it doesn't secure you a gold mine. Maybe this one may be able to get, but Magyar will be able to defend against that. He's got pretty much full line of sight on the map because of all of his animals. So he gets a little bit of a bashing there from the priest and pharaoh, but he'll be able to get back and he'll be totally fine. And just heal that one back up. A couple of priests getting up. Armory coming up now for Adhafang. Magyar, on the other hand, just about to advance to the next age. This armory should be up fairly soon. And Magyar going even more lumber camps. Well, he's got 1 lumber camp. He doesn't have any upgrades yet. Yeah, Magyar kind of being one of the first players to realize that economic upgrades aren't as important as they might have seemed. So economic upgrades, but you do need to get extra town centers. So Magyar kind of went into it being like, I cannot get economic upgrades and get earlier aggression. That's what he thought. And then the players and also tech. That's what he thought. Early aggression plus tagging. What the players of today have realized is, hey, I can get no economic upgrades, I can do earlier pressure, and I can boom. So they realize that booming then leads to teching. So you get to the heroic age a little bit later than what Magyar would have, but you get to the mythic age super, like a crazy amount faster than Magyar. So, a crazy amount faster than a 1 town center play here. And we do see that Magyar moving forward with these Migdol Stronghold placement. Should be going for a gold staff here, it looks like, or even going for this town center. But I think the Migdol Stronghold up and trying to go for a gold staff is the way to go here. Force out an Ancestor Eclipse after you cast Ancestor. We'll maybe be able to pick off one of Adhafang's priests here. He does manage to get it. You don't want to see that. Priests are really important in this Egyptian war because Ancestors is so strong. And we do see Adhafang getting that prosperity out. He does have a sneaky gold mine over here he can run to. And if we check out Magyar's perspective, he's got no line of sight of this. So the villagers can make their way through this way and grab this gold mine if they so choose. Magyar, on the other hand, getting his Migdol up, going to be starting to spam out those chariot archers. I assume there's going to be a siege workshop coming up really soon. There it is. And that's going to be that. Pumping out the villagers. We've got 7 villagers on food. He does have these zebra over here he could eat, and some baboon, and he's got all of this hunt here, which, like I said, he doesn't like to eat. Magyar never liked to eat his food. He likes to use it for his army because it's basically, well, it is free army. But the giraffe and the gazelle set, they do nothing but pathing block. They only do 3 damage, 4 damage, and they die really fast, 25 HP. So you can eat those. It's totally fine and do this kind of style that Magyar does. Oh, he picks off the Scorpion Man instantly there. That feels good. Doesn't lose any priest, or at least not yet. And Adhafang gonna have to build up that Migdol Stronghold in his base here. And we just see a giraffe set on top of that gold mine there. So this is gonna come down to, can Adhafang get enough army out in order to push out onto this this set player. Now, if this was modern day, we would see Adhafang, or the ISIS player here, delay the push out as long as he can. So you build a really early market and you start trading. So at the moment you get 69 food and wood for every 100, 69 gold for every 100 food or wood you sell, which is not the best, but it's better than not having gold. Or pushing out with less units than you possibly can have. So the idea is you try and get full pop here and then push out with Ancestors Eclipse and try and grab your gold mine with villagers in your army as well. Whereas Magyar is going to be like, he's got all the gold, so he's going to have a stronger army, but he's going to be actually pop blocked by these animals. So his army's actually not going to be that good. So we'll see what he does. He's got Chariot Archer over here on this large gold mine, which does Giraffe set picking off the granary. And he's got a Giraffe set over here. So he's going to be able to know what's going on. Adhafang can hit and run a little bit here, but Magyar's on top of that one really nicely for the time being. And here we go. Adhafang. He's got Siege Towers coming out. He's got the Chariot Archers coming out. And I hate that he is empowering the Migdol, because that means you get... what's the percentage? 20%. You get 20% less gold from this gold mine if you're on top of this Migdol stronghold, and you don't need to pump them out fast. It does pick off a Chariot Archer though, so we'll see. This is the gold mine you want to go for right here, as Magyar set up on this gold mine here on this town center as well. So you go for this gold mine, and then you make a push onto this town center, and you make the town centers this one for Magyar, and these ones for Adhafang. It's kind of not exactly what you'd think, but it's kind of the way to go for it. You do see him moving forward. Chariot Archer looking for the raids, and the Chariot Archer is going to actually, they're going to grate this, and they're going to get a little bit of damage, maybe. He's going to go for the Pharaoh. He's going to try and get it, and the Pharaoh does garrison inside the siege tower. Their Ancestors does go down. Migdol Stronghold just about to come up, and there are 4 priests and a Pharaoh here. Does he have funeral rites? He does have funeral rites as well, so the Ancestors Eclipse is going to get picked off really quick. There is no funeral rites, but there is Hands of the Pharaoh, so that's an extra range for the priests. You can see Ancestors Eclipse coming in for Adhafang now, and the fight is underway. We do have a Scorpion Man and a Sphinx. The priest, also the Pharaoh, does get picked off very, very fast here. Adhafang, unfortunately, targeting down this siege tower here, as the siege tower is taking a lot of damage. Villagers on top of this gold mine doing their thing in order to help out, and the Ancestors over here are actually all getting cleaned up by Magyar. Incredible micro from Magyar, able to pick off all of those myth units there, and everything else. Going to garrison a couple of villages in here in order to pick off the siege tower, which he can now do, and then he just needs to retreat and defend here. He does not need to continue like all out fighting because there's no siege towers. And it looks like Adhafang's managed to get his gold mine for the time being. A couple of siege towers in the back here to distract the Chariot Archers, and Magyar has to get out of here. So Magyar got a little bit of a win there. So he did manage to deal quite a bit of damage and take out the Ancestors Eclipse advantage that Adhafang has. But he didn't manage to win the game right there, which is kind of what he was going for. So he's now got map control. So we're going to see Magyar go for the 3 town centers here, or the middle 2 town centers, and then just try and boom off of this a little bit. But Adhafang needs to stop this town center from going up, and it is 115 pop to 103 pop. So, but Adhafang's got resources, so you can actually get these siege towers out, and we do see that the villagers gonna get picked off here, and Magyar reacts to it instantly, trying to stop these villagers from dying. Moves in here, he's got the cavalry over here, and he's just gonna run away. No need to do anything crazy at this point, but we do need to see Adhafang make a push onto this town center and prevent it. Do not want to see this town center going up at all, otherwise it's going to be yet again 2 versus 4 town centers for Adhafang, but that is the nature of this matchup, so we'll see if it matters. Son of Osiris goes really well against, or like 2 town center Egyptian versus 4 town center Egyptian with a Mythic Age. Mythic Age is really, really strong, so we'll see if it matters. We are seeing these units getting all picked off, but Adhafang utilizing this time to move forward and try and pick off some villages maybe. Going to be preventing this town center from going up. Villagers move, they're on the hyena over here, but they are going to be stopping this town center from going up, and the villagers run away. Now Adhafang is is kind of able to get a little bit of fighting going on. He does have this Scorpion Man. He's getting picked off instantly by the Priest, but we'll see if he can do that. We do see some nice marking from Magyar pulling him back, but Adhafang picking off quite a few units here, trying to pick off these Priests as well. He's able to do so incredibly fast, and he doesn't manage to pick up the other one as it does garrison inside the Siege Tower. Scorpion Man now on top of these Chariot Archers, and the micro from both players really good. Need to stop, basically need to auto focus every single one of these Chariot Archers because of the Siege Towers. You don't want your Chariot Archers to ever target a Siege Tower because they have 80 or 95 pierce armor, so they do very little damage. And you can see these Priests in the back here, kind of useless at this point because Magyar's not building any Scorpion Men. There's currently 2 town centers to 1 town center, so Magyar slowly but surely getting ahead on the economy here, and we'll see that becoming apparent here. And these Chariot Archers are retreating away, and thank you so much for the host there, Hellraiser. Appreciate that one, man. Yes, town center for Magyar now up. Now it's 3 town centers to 1 town center, but Adhafang has kind of controlled this location, so we'll see if he can move forward and grab it, but he's got no real resources in the bank, whereas Magyar, he's actually only on 9. Oh, he's put up a granary somewhere. Oh, he's on top of these giraffes, so he's going to have plenty of food in order to span out villages with 15 villages on food. So that's totally fine for him now. Magyar's actually got a lot of gold in the bank, so he can throw up another big doll if he so chose, which he's doing over here, which does allow him almost a defender's advantage on top of this town center.
Into you.
So, got some relics here that weren't picked up. What's this one? Guy's Book of Knowledge. Yeah, not the best. That's why it's not being grabbed. And also this one over here, Scales of Catoblepass. This one's actually quite good. This one makes sure Titan, like in a Titan v Titan match, I think it makes it stronger. Someone can correct me, but I'm pretty sure that does help out quite a bit. And now the settlement going up for Adhafang. Finally, he's going to be able to be chasing the economy of Magyar a little bit now, but the Siege Towers see this and they're ready to move in. Magyar does not want this town center up at all, and he has the army advantage right now, 141 pop to 118 pop. So this is huge, and this town center is not going to be able to go up at all. Magyar's just got way too many Chariot Archers, and his micro is crazy. You can see he's just auto-focusing these guys, very rarely targeting down the Siege Towers. And we do see the villagers manage to pick off these Siege Towers in the back though, as the villagers moving in, and they're tanking a lot of damage for the Chariot Archers. Every single one of these Chariot Archers is falling incredibly fast just by the sheer numbers that Magyar has in the back here. And Adhafang gonna have to get out of here at this point, and still not grabbing this town center in the back. Runner going up to grab this Rhinoceros, but it's maybe going to be too much. We see a couple of Chariot Archers poking down at Magyar's resources over here, avoiding the Migdol stronghold, but not able to grab this center location. And maybe Adhafang's best option here would be maybe 1 town center, Mythic Age with Catapult and Son of Osiris, but there's just too many Chariot Archers here for it to have even mattered. So that's not going to be it either. And it looks like Magyar able to grab this town center for himself now. Adhafang 91 population to Magyar's 128 population. Incredible play so far. And a couple of idle villages here for Meg. You could chuck those over onto that gold mine or something, but just too much action going on. Doesn't manage to sort those out once he realizes, oh, 7 idle villages, but that's fine. More villagers pumping out here, doing the work that is necessary. In the town center, just about to be up. 4 town centers for Magyar. Adhafang moving up onto this gold mine as he's about to run out of this gold mine, but still pumping out villages. Grabbing this back town center at the 17-minute mark. I don't think you'd ever see that in today's day and age, a 17-minute mark town center. And Adhafang decides to tap out as he sees the army of Magyar making his way up to this Migdol stronghold, and realizing there's kind of no way for him back as it's 4 town centers to 1 town center. Man, really well played by Magyar. This matchup here, this Set versus Isis matchup is a challenging one, and I think this was early in the days of when the meta was when Magyar was introducing this set play. This was early in the days, and basically what was happening was everyone was used to like a 5-minute 30, 5-minute 15, 5-minute 45 advance time with ISIS, and just being completely safe because you've got access to your pharaoh to defend against stuff and everything else, and priests can come out and villages are okay to defend against stuff. But Magyar was like, no, I can go up at 4:30 with a couple of priests and pharaoh and push you off hunt, and there's nothing you can do about it because I've got animals as well. So he kind of just was doing that, and people weren't ready for it. But the way to defend against it is you advance at the same time, and you put priests over there, you put a monument down, you defend against the shifting sands, and your villagers are there to pick off the animals. So you might lose a villager or two, but you don't lose the hunt, and you keep that location for yourself, and you pick off a lot of their units or their priests, so they have to rebuild the priest in order to fight your ancestors later. So it's doable for the ISIS player to defend against this, but not this way. And Magyar gets another point. He's up 2-0 now. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll get that next game going real shortly. I hope you're enjoying your day.